Rove, former senior advisor and deputy chief of staff to President George W. Bush and a Fox News contributor. I want to get your take on that advice from the president. He said, let Joe be Joe. Isn't that kind of dangerous?
Well, it depends who shows up. Is it the Gaffmeister who says they're going to put you all back in chains, or is it the guy who showed up in 2008 at the debate with Sarah Palin and did a very good job?
Democrats are saying that you're not going to see the unchained, the loose cannon Joe Biden tonight, that he's going to be very much on message. You would expect that?
I would expect that because, look, he has more experience in presidential debates than anybody else running this year. He's run for president himself. He's been vice president. He's done these debates before, and he'll be disciplined when discipline is really required for the moment. What will be interesting will be to see whether he is disciplined like he's been in the last several days and being the attack dog, or will he be disciplined in sketching a positive and optimistic agenda for the future of the country under the leadership of Barack Obama and Joe Biden. And the last several days since the debate, he has been on the attack, and on both the Romney tax cut, on their budget plan, on entitlement reform, and giving every suggestion that might be how he is tonight.
And Paul Ryan has mastered the nation's budget, on Capitol Hill, member of the Budget Committee and so forth. He is no slouch when it comes to debating facts and figures.
Yeah. Well, there's a difference, though, between a congressional debate and a committee hearing and being on the national stage. And this will be his first time in a debate on the national stage in this kind of a venue. So, he is the underdog, but he's, as you say, a very bright guy. I think one thing is when we get into foreign affairs tonight, we might see Paul Ryan doing really, really well in an area where he's not expected to do well.
I know that, well, in my opinion, my humble opinion, nobody takes apart poll numbers better than you do, and you have some interesting conclusions from some of these poll numbers that are out since the first debate. 53% of Americans are still saying the economy is in trouble, and President Obama hasn't done much to fix it.
Yeah, look, President Obama's weakness is that people look at what he's done the last 4 years, and 2 out of every 3 Americans think these things that he has done have either not helped or have proactively hurt the economy, and this remains his big challenge. What the interesting thing about the last week is that we're seeing a pretty significant bounce. If you take a look at the national polls, Real Clear Politics average on the afternoon of the debate showed an Obama lead of 3.1%. As of last night at 5 o'clock, it was 1.1% for Romney, which means a 4.2% swing, and that's not the end of what we're likely to see, because remember, we had the debate on a Thursday, we had Monday was Columbus Day, a holiday. A lot of pollsters tried to get most of their interviewing in either before the holiday or began afterwards. I would suspect by tomorrow we're likely to see maybe a 5-point swing from where we were to where we are.
There is a lot of conventional wisdom in politics, and the conventional wisdom I've been hearing throughout this long campaign season is that both sides, their bases were pretty much decided, and that there were very few persuadable voters out there whose minds could be changed. It seems like a lot of people have changed their minds in this.
Well, a 5-point swing is big, and you're right. We've had a relatively small number of undecideds, 4 to 5 to 6% in these polls. On the other hand, hidden inside each side's camp is probably an equal or slightly larger number, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8% of the electorate who are weakly linked to their choice. I'm for Obama today, but I could be someplace else tomorrow. I'm for Romney today, I could be somewhere else tomorrow. And that's why this debate has been so important, because Romney brought his A game at a point where those people are trying to figure out who they're going to be for, and as a result, he's had a pretty significant bounce, and I suspect it's going to continue for a while.
It has been suggested that the president might have been wise to have a few more hard-hitting interviews rather than, People Magazine and Entertainment Tonight in the months leading up to this.
It helps. It really does. You like having those kind of interviews because it helps you bring your A game. The other thing is somebody should have taken away his basketball and said, you're not getting out on that court at Lake Las Vegas. You got to stay in the room and really work. See, this is the problem with an incumbent. An incumbent always sort of thinks, I'm ready. And in reality, you got to go back to school.
All right. Karl Rove, Fox News contributor. Always interesting to talk to you, Karl. Thank you.
Thank you, John.